Here in Kisumu, though not as cold as Eldoret. And as I'm speaking, I've just returned from Nyando constituency where a 64-year-old man by the name Patrick Atinda collapsed and died immediately after casting his vote. A sad moment there for the family. But that aside, here at Lions High School, one of the polling stations within Kisumu Central constituency, there is a problem. And the problem is missing names of voters from the registers. This is a problem that has been happening since yesterday. We know that yesterday we saw like more than 50 people coming out to protest that their names were missing from the registers. But now, today, what is happening is that several people have also complained that their names are either reflecting elsewhere in other polling stations that are not within the Kisumu Central or the neighboring constituencies where they are registered. Let me just bring to set one of those complainants by the name Catherine to explain to us what exactly is happening. Catherine, just share with us what is the problem now, and have you managed to get the IBC officials to explain to you where the problem is?
We have not been able to find the IBC officials, but there's a big problem. Like for me, for example, I registered, I have a voter's card, I even have a elector's number. I don't know where my data has disappeared to. Because I've tried, I've really complained about it. I've even gone to the IBC at the Huduma Center, they even registered me twice, but still I cannot find myself anywhere. So I'm not even supposed to vote here, I'm supposed to vote in another station. But since this is the main station, I was asked to come here and talk to the returning officer. He's nowhere to be seen.
When you talk of he's nowhere to be seen, have you guys made efforts to find him?
Okay, we have talked to a few of the agents here, and they are trying to track him. Sincerely, I don't know where he is.
So are you trying to tell me that since morning nobody has addressed your problems?
For myself, I didn't find him here, but I understand he was here for a few minutes. When the people complained, he left and went to another place. So I don't know whether he's busy in other stations. I don't know what's happening.
Have you tried voting at the polling station where you are registered?
Yeah, I've tried, and that's why I'm here. Because I've been asked to come here and see the returning officer and see if he can assist me, because I have the voter's card and I have my ID number. Yeah, so I really have a problem. Okay. It's not only me. People have problems here. Okay. Yeah.
Let me also bring in to set another gentleman who claims that actually when he went to cast his vote, he realized that somebody else had already done so on his behalf. Maybe you can explain to us what exactly transpired at that polling station. Start by introducing yourself, sir.
Mimi naitwa Nyando na nimeregister Shauri Moyo Ufafa. Nimeregister Ufafa Shauri Moyo ward. Sasa nilipoenda kupiga kura nitoka karibu saa 4:30. Kufika kwa station wananiambia, kwa sababu niliulizia kwa simu kwanza, wakaniambia nakuja kwa station alafu naenda kwa station 1. Sasa kufika pale sikuuliza mtu yote, nikaenda tu kwa line kwa sababu watu walikuwa wachache. Vile nilifika pale wakaneka vidole kwa Kims, ikaonekana, lakini wakanipea makaratasi 3, wakaniambia naweza kupiga kura. Baada ya dakika kidogo wananiambia turudi kidogo, ati wewe umeshapiga kura na mimi sijapiga kura. Sasa nauliza nilipiga kura wapi? Kuangalia vidole zangu wakapata sijapiga kura. Sasa nikauliza nitafanya namna gani? Wakaniambia hii ni kesi moja, hata unaweza shtakiwa nayo. Sasa nikamwambia siwezi kushtakiwa kwa kesi yenye sijapiga kura, kwa sababu nataka nipige kura, sijapiga kura. Hebu niambie nitasaidika namna gani? Niende wapi kwanza? Nianzie wapi? Ndio wakanituma hapa hivi Lions, nikuje Lions wanisaidie.
Umepata usaidizi?
Sijapata usaidizi. Sijapiga kura, sijapata usaidizi. Wananiambia ati nishapiga kura. Wamejaribu mara 2, wanaona inatoka, wamejaribu tena, wameweka mara 2 ikatoka.
Lakini jina yako ilikuwa inaonekana kwa system.
Inaonekana kwa system. Na mimi mwenyewe sijapiga kura. Sasa nashinda nilipiga kura wapi?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sasa. Well, that is some of the views from voters here who has disgruntled. As you have heard, some of them are missing their names from the IEBC registers. Some of them, like the gentleman I've just spoken with, claims that when he went to vote, he actually discovered that somebody else had voted on his behalf. It's a complicated, narrative that we we'll have to find out how it's possible that somebody else would have voted in his place. So in Kisumu, otherwise, a lot of queues still being seen on most of the polling stations here. Earlier on, we had problems with the EVI machines, but that has been sorted in most of the stations where that happened. And as we speak now, the exercise is going on smoothly. We expect the polling stations to close at around 5 to pave way for vote counting. Back to you in the studio.
Right, many thanks indeed, Oko Kusa reporting from Kisumu there. And of course, Oko Kusa, before we let you go, a very unfortunate incident you've reported here of Patrick Atinda. And we wanted to know exactly, of course, you mentioned that he collapsed and he died. And the most consternating thing that we've observed as well is that we don't have or we don't see any paramedics, ambulances on the ground. So did he get any medical attention before or when he collapsed?
Yes, what happened is that he was accompanied by his, initially was accompanied by his wife who voted ahead of him and returned home and left him behind with some relatives. So after he had casted his vote, he moved out of the polling stations, and just behind the building where he had cast his vote, he collapsed. And a quick response by his relatives and friends who were around there, they managed to call in a cab that took him all the way to Ahero sub-district hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. So that is what has happened so far, and it's an unfortunate incident there. We were at his home earlier on where relatives have gathered. An emotional scene there. The wife is lost for words because she said that Atinda had woken up this morning feeling all well and fine, and the distance between their home and the polling station where this incident happened is not very far. But at the same time, they also said that it took them a while. I mean, they took long on the queue before he cast his vote. But again, one of the relatives who took him to hospital says that moments before he breathed his last, he complained of chest pains. So, but still, we don't know what exactly happened to the old man. But that's the information we have as at now, and we'll be following it up as time goes by.